How can you hold me to a moral standard that you don't hold for yourself? If I was to lie, accept others' lies, and gaslight them when they didn't accept my lies, would I be a good person? If I took from others what was truly theirs, their beliefs, their way of life, and in some cases where they're allowed to speak freely, would I be considered selfish? And that's exactly what this video is about. But first, we need to go back to 1973. This is a very important time for the LGBTQ community.
Prior to 1973, being homosexual was considered a mental illness. This changed when homosexuality was removed from the DSM, a book containing diagnoses of mental disorders. The removal of homosexuality from the DSM faced a lot of backlash, and it was not until 1986 that the term was completely removed from the DSM. This event was very impactful at the time, and its impact is still seen to this day. At the time, it helped to further acceptance of members of the LGBTQ+ community and not ostracize them as having a mental disorder because of their sexuality. And that impact is still seen to this day. If homosexuality had not been taken out of the DSM almost 50 years ago, it would still be considered a mental disorder to this day, and that would have many ramifications for people of the LGBTQ+ community. Society would not be as accepting as they are today, and it would make it harder for LGBTQ+ people to feel protected in our society. Stigma, discrimination, and homophobia can lead to a greater risk of depression and other mental health problems.
So let me get this straight. We want children to outgrow pretending. We see a 2-year-old pretend, but then at about 16 it starts to get weird. But why is it okay for adults to pretend for the rest of their lives? Furthermore, if Jeffrey Dahmer was considered insane for dismembering 17 people, then why isn't someone insane for dismembering themselves?
Switching gears now, a new study found that half of transgender male adolescents have attempted suicide. It's an alarming statistic that is more than triple the attempted suicide rate among teens who are not transgender. Lauren Bell shows us the resources available to help anyone who's struggling.
Kiara Prince has a full-time job and just moved into her own apartment. But the teenager's life wasn't always this full. In fact, it wasn't long ago that Prince didn't want to live at all.
I did almost, try to commit suicide. When I was young, I didn't really have nobody to really be there for me to help me through that process.
Luckily, she was able to find help at the Covenant House. And for the first time in her life, she felt love and acceptance.
It's way easier now. I'm more comfortable, more people are more comfortable with me.
But not all teens are so lucky. A new study found that transgender adolescents attempt suicide at a much higher rate than teens who are not part of the transgender community. 51% of transgender male adolescents reported at least one suicide attempt, with 30% of transgender female adolescents reporting the same. That's compared to only 8.6% of teens who do not identify as transgender who attempt suicide.
Tragic, sad.